Hello there, this is the Bloks Halo Heroes Series 2 collection, the full collection of all 6 that are available in this series. These are sold separately, independently, just like this. I'm going to show you each one up close, out of the box. And the back of the package, on each package, shows you the 5 other ones that are available in the series. DeMarco here, I think, looks most excellent. The prints are nice and solid and opaque. The lines are crisp. They actually even got some color into the visor. It's a very small little strip under there, but they did get some in there. Plus the all-important black lining around, which they need to do more and more and more and more and more and more of. And they got the print on the shoulder over here on the left. Each of these comes with the stand, which is the exact same stand design as we got for Series 1, but this one goes with the trans neon orange colored lower plate rather than blue. And DeMarco comes with one of these newer designs of battle rifles, the Halo 4 Plus battle rifle design, and it looks pretty good. It's printed as well, has some pretty nice detailing on there with 2 paint applications. The stripe is actually metallic, so hopefully you can see just a little bit of sheen coming through it, more so than just the reflection off the plastic and the paint. They even got just a little bit of print back here on the stock. That's good stuff. That looks really good. I'm very happy with this particular figure. I'm pretty sure by now I've seen more Oceanic Spartans from Bloks in person than I have folks actually playing the game with at least an Oceanic helmet on, but that's neither here nor there. This one once again comes with the new mold of battle rifle, and it's got that Arctic skin on it, which looks just perfect. I mean, perfect. They got all the different levels, the different values in there, and it just looks right with the kind of mottling design to that. And it does look like something that someone using this color scheme on their Spartan would actually equip as a skin. As for that color scheme, as for the look of the Spartan, I gotta be honest with you, from a distance, it looks like somebody took a silver Spartan and used a purple fine tip Sharpie marker and just kind of went to town with it. It does not look good from a distance. It looks just too random, especially the farther you go up towards the top. There's just too much bleed around the edges because of the way the ink or the paint or whatever the specific material is kind of gets thinner towards the edges as it gets. I'm assuming these actually get stamped on, but it's liquid enough, it's thin enough that it actually thins out towards the edges before it dries as the solvent evaporates, and it just kind of causes this blend effect, which does not look good to me. The color scheme itself, you know, the purple lines on silver, I think is workable, but the execution here just didn't work for me at all. Again, from the back, just has that Sharpie marker kind of look. It looks like it was just drawn on. It doesn't look intentional, doesn't look produced. I think the helmet is actually the best execution here, because it actually has pretty decent outlining. The black areas, and if you look at this from the top, lines go across the top of it, and you know, they continue all the way out to the back, and you got the circle there. So I think that's probably, just in my opinion, the best part of the body, but the best part of the entire figure to me is definitely that Arctic skin on the new BR. Sergeant Forge, man, talk about a Halo hero. Here's a guy who not only survived an encounter, a human, not even augmented, human, normal enlisted man who survived an encounter with an Arbiter, triumphed, and then after only taking a few breaths, just goes ahead and decides to sacrifice himself to save thousands, just like that. This guy is a true Halo hero, and I love the figure, especially the use of my favorite color that Bloks makes. It's that marbled champagne gold color. It looks really good on a figure. A lot of different colors used on this one. I don't like the head so much. I think the mold of it is fine. The choice of face that they went with for this one is fine. The contrast between the skin tone and the facial hair is a little bit too extreme. You know, he had the thick 5 o'clock shadow kind of thing going, but this looks a lot more like he's got full on, you know, sculpted facial hair, and the hairline itself is just not right to me. Yeah, it looks like they tried to go for it, but they went just too tight on the curves. And he's got one of those typical male pattern baldness, receding hairlines going on, but the eyes also going with the holes makes it consistent from model to model. You know, you don't get any wonky eye kind of look, but you do get a little bit of dead eye kind of look. And Forge, you know, it was a CG person, and I think his eyes in game were abnormally large, and these eyes, if anything, look a little bit on the small side. I know it's tough to pull this off. Gosh, this looks good from the back too. Look at that armor. That is nice. Yes. And he's got, you know, a little bit of armor plate on one leg. The other leg has the strapped up pouch. He's got a Magnum here, which has 2 paint applications on it. So you end up with black, gunmetal gray, and silver. And he's got a shotgun over there with just the silver that's printed onto it. Gungnir is a word that always sparks endless debates about pronunciation. And if you want to call it Gungnir, I am perfectly fine with that. Really, it doesn't matter to me. I've been corrected in the past by dozens of Nordic scholars and folks who have grown up in Nordic countries and such, saying it's not Gungnir, it's Gungnir or something close to that. So I just try my best. But again, if you want to call it Gungnir, I am perfectly fine with that. It's all good. It's all in a game, and it's a toy anyway. This looks good to me. It's not entirely crisp everywhere, especially on the main body plate with the printing or the stamping there. Especially around the center, the smallest circle. That has to be aligned perfectly in order to come out right. It wasn't aligned perfectly. It's not bad. This is one that actually does look correct, does look good from a distance, and you get up closer to it, you see, you know, some of the little bits that didn't go quite right, but the head, the helmet, that one came out well. You know, that one had a fairly straightforward, I guess. They may use a different method for that, more of the same method that was used for everything on DeMarco. I don't know the techniques that are used for stamping around large surfaces. Just not familiar with the production, how that's done. But this has a lot of paint application all around it. You can see that they only came from one side at a time. You know, so you don't have the lines that connect around the sides of the armor on the legs, but this is pretty good. Yeah, the shaping from the back, that looks good. And the skin on the light rifle is industrial from the steel skin pack. I loved the steel skin pack. You know, nowadays we're in Halo 5, we now have Aurum. I personally run gold standard on almost all of my weapons. I just really love those gold-based colors. And I feel like Mega Bloks has done a pretty perfect job on this industrial skin right here. I mean, the light rifle mold has been around for a while, but it's really good. It's kind of modern era, if you will, modern Mega Bloks design era. And yeah, I'm happy with it. The figure itself could have been done a little bit better with the prints, but it's more than acceptable to me. And overall, this is definitely my favorite Gungnir or Gungnir Spartan figure that Mega Bloks has done to date. Here's Romeo as seen in ODST, the game. I have to assume that they are going to use that head mold in ever more figures in the future. I would expect to see it show up in not necessarily the next, but the next ODST Drop Pod series. The chest plate is printed in a dark metallic indigo. It has a couple of black lines going through it, but it's a little bit tough to see unless the light hits it just right. But it is blue, it's not all black. Same color is used for the printing for the lines on the shoulder armor over here. Looks pretty good. I feel like the main body armor piece is starting to look a little bit rounded around the edges, as if those molds have just started to get a bit worn. I feel like other stuff just looks more crisp, but That may just be my eyes and how the light is hitting this particular color scheme here. They also got a pretty good print done on the visor. You know, that's pretty crisp and takes up the right amount of space. And they got just a little bit of paint application going on for the sensor inlets up above on the visor section, or the sensor array, I guess you would call it. The sniper rifle here is done in 3 colors, so most of it is in a medium gunmetal gray, and then you've got the bright silver colors added on, and the scope section is darker. It's like a almost black, you know, it's very, very, very dark gray. Scouts we've gotten a lot of from Mega Bloks, but I'm personally not tired of them yet. This one has a color scheme that looks like something I would have rocked in game. It's very close to the general type of scheme I try to go for, so I should be biased in favor of this. I'm actually not. This one I feel suffers kind of a combination of the problems with the Oceanic and Gungnir or Gungnir with the printing or the stamping on it. Just looks not clean. A little around the legs and just all around the front of the body armor. It's just not very good, man. I mean, I get what they're going for, and in fact, if you look at the packaging, you'll see why I'm hemming and hawing about this thing. Because you look at the packaging, you look at, you know, what this is based on. Those lines are crisp, and the color is kind of metallic. It's got a lot of saturation to it with the green part. You know, you got that real chrome gold kind of look for the visor, and just look at those lines. You know, they're just very, very geometric. Got a very Promethean or Forerunner kind of design. You can see some of the lines going all the way down into here, but then you look at the actual figure itself and it's just not that. It's not that. So I'm not very happy with this one personally. That armor shoulder armor pad looks good. The helmet actually looks pretty good. I think the helmet is done pretty well, but there's just too much detail on these armor pieces and just general body pieces that Mega Bloks has made to do stuff like this in a successful way with the big flexible stamp is what I'm assuming that they're using, and it's just not consistent enough. This one is another where the highlight for me is definitely the weapon. Got the teeth skin on there, and that looks fantastic. That to me is worth the price of admission for the whole figure. I mean, just see the figure as just, you know, something spare on the side, but I am happy to have that, and I'm sure that a lot of you will be happy to get that as well. It's a very popular look, and I'm glad that they bring it back. The shark tooth grin is what we've got now, but yeah, it's just a really popular look and has been, you know, since World War II when I think it was first used. So definitely some hits and some misses here in Series 2. In my opinion, I actually feel like Mega Bloks should reconsider the whole concept of doing these really elaborate designs with the current technology that they have for production, because the consistency is not good to me, but that's just my opinion. I would really like to hear what you think about that, what you think about the level of detail versus the level of randomness, you know, and possible lower quality and definitely lower consistency with those ones that have a lot of texture on the pieces, and they're trying to do a lot of fine lines. Like DeMarco, that I think unquestionably looks good. You know, the quality there is good. The others with the Oceanic, the Gungnir, and the Scout are questionable. But let me know what you think, and you know, manufacturers often go around trawling for comments from the community, so if you leave feedback on this video, they may see it as well. Just share your thoughts, what you think about the whole series and what you think about what they've done with these 3, if I can stretch my fingers out enough there, with that type of design. Thank you for watching. Thank you in advance for your feedback. I hope I showed you everything you wanted to see with these, and I've got more videos on the way, so I'll talk to you again soon.